Welcome back. This is Arunavo Chaudhary. You are on my YouTube channel, arunfoot. Sorry, I'm starting a few minutes later than I intended to, but I had to attend to something personal. So therefore, sorry that I am a little later than I intended to do this live. But again, another day, another conversation on what is all happening, not happening, should be happening, could be happening, isn't happening in Indian football. The biggest thing, I guess, is to speak about the fact that India played a closed door friendly against the Bengal Santosh Trophy team, and the Indian team won that game 2-1, goals from Brandon Fernandez and Ashik Kurunian. And that's one of the things, I guess. And on the other side also, that the media wasn't allowed to the game. So that was a big talking point in around the game, that for whatever reason, the AIFF thought it was the best to do a closed door game without allowing the media in. Police was there, and the local Kolkata media weren't very happy about that fact. And I always say there are two sides to the story. Versus this Manolo Marquez want a closed door game. That would be the first thing if he did. And on the other side, I know that the media, if you tell them to respect and say, listen, we have a closed door game, they'll try and sneak through all the corners that there are. So I've got, my two hats in this. On one side, I understand if the AIFF and the national team wants that. On the other side, I understand the media side. Out of own experience, when you have that first 15 minutes, and then you have to go, and then they still try and sneak and try to take footage. I've had that experience as well. But again, one of those topics. And Blue says, yes, national team 1-1 against the Bengal Santosh Trophy 11. Hi, Vignesh. So, yes, that's the result of the day, so to say. And one has to talk about it. Does it carry much weight? Did Manolo play his best 11 or not? Again, those are all questions that we will have to figure out without having any footage or any understanding from the media being there at the game. And that's, I think, always a bit of a problem when you want to try and figure out what happened in and around that game. And makes it very, very complex, because we don't really know what factually happened. And therefore, that's always a point of contention. Right, sorry. My hay fever, which is sort of an allergic reaction against polls this time of the year. And of course, yeah, good evening, Banjo, welcome back. And so therefore, for me, that's it. Just 2-1 against Bengal team, we're doomed. Angry Birds, again, I don't know enough. What did Manolo try? What did Manolo play? What was it? Is it the best 11 playing or not 11? I don't put too much of this. I care. I don't even care about the Thailand game, actually. I care about the Hong Kong game on the 10th of June. That's the match which actually counts in the next 2 weeks. That's the day that we'll have to get a result somehow or the other. I don't know. Actually, don't care how, but we need to get a result on the 10th of June. So therefore, this team has problems. So therefore, for me, this is, an Indian national team should be able to beat a state team or an ISL team. Theoretically, ISL team or I-League team is difficult because, of course, they have the foreigners involved. So for me, that's always a difficult question. And let's wait and see. Is Punjab and whenever the only dominant youth teams in India? Are they the dominant youth teams in India, Pranjal? Not sure. I would have said, if you look at the under-17s of the last 2-3 years, if you look even RFDL, I would talk about most probably Classic Football Academy. That's generally been doing well. What Rendy set up and what Rendy started, from that perspective, yeah. Are you seeing Sanjay Sen as Indian national team head coach after Manolo for the time being? Palash, I don't want an Indian coach. Let me be very, very honest about it. I've said this multiple times. Yeah, and but yeah, let's wait and see, right? Some people are speculating about Khalid Jamil showing some sort of interest in the job as well, and that's why he's waiting to see what happens. To me, I think the right foreigner with an international experience, um, yeah, I think would be the right one. And we need to get something fresh out of this team. I think, we've been too much in and around. Stimac was there a long time and it didn't progress. Manolo also, to me, is sort of Indian football tainted after so many years at Hyderabad and then now at FC Goa. I want someone fresh to come in who has no understanding of the system, of the problems, of the issues to some extent, and try to do something new with the players. That's what we need. POI or OCI say about Indian football and about Northeast, saying they need to develop area Northeast football. They want to represent the national team athletes, football player. Okay. Okay. What PI OCI footballers say doesn't matter. I want them to play for us. What they think, uh, um, and so therefore for me, that's not the thing. Northeast has been doing very, very well in our football over the last few years, and let's wait and see what happens. Monik says even Sanjay Sen did not get his full squad. Okay. Good evening, Giron Rare. Welcome back. Lineup was, as you say below, Amrinder, Sandesh, Anwar, Bose, and Ashish on the wings. Apuya Suresh in defensive midfield. Brandon as a 10. Ashik on the left. Most probably Manvir on the right and Suhail in the middle. And that to me as a starting 11 already says that certain players are either not fit or the coach wanted to see something before deciding on who to keep or not to keep. If Sunil is not starting, if Changte is not starting, that to me is a sign. Even Liston not as an option. So therefore, this was not the best India 11. Hong Kong have Brazilian players, naturalized players. Yeah, Vignesh did not only had players from Hong Kong, from Brazil, from other parts of the world, Europeans as well in the past. To me, so therefore for me, they've done it. Singapore has done it. Has been doing this actually for quite a while as well. So yeah, these are the things. About PIO, OCI, is it true that the OCI card is not enough for football? If true, then what else have to be done? Pranjal, I put you onto a video which I did, when did I do that? 8 days back. How can OCI card holders play for India? In 6 minutes and 22, I try and explain that topic in more detail. Here in short, no, the OCI card is not enough. Either we have an OCI card sports, which is de facto a dual citizenship, and therefore that's that. And otherwise, they'll have to try and do something a dual citizenship, or need to be very fast in giving, handing out Indian passports. Indonesia and other countries are doing it, right? So we are too slow in our bureaucratic process. I think that's the main problem at the moment that India is facing. And if you can solve those things quickly, then then we'll have to wait and see. I'm asking because I don't think AIFF will appoint a better coach till the election. But first of all, we don't know if and when the elections are happening, first of all. Secondly, the AIFF can't take any decisions because, that's another problem. I know that certain people are lobbying for Khalid Jamil. And oh God, I mean, again, I think certain players will resign from the national team. I can say that already now. So therefore, we need to know who we're appointing. And this shows me the lack of understanding amongst the leadership of the AIFF or even in Indian club football, what is right, what is wrong. And this shows you the weakness of Indian club football, Indian overall. It's become a free-for-all. They all do it for themselves. They don't care about football. And we need to look at that. I saw Sri Lanka will add 2 more foreign-based footballers from Netherlands to second-tier FC Emmen and MPL Queensland, Australia, second-tier Gold Coast United. Manjab, Sri Lanka is heading towards a full overseas team because they have realized that the quality that they have within the country is not going to be able to compete. Pakistan, once they have that many players, will also go that way. Bangladesh most probably will also add players, so therefore, it is on us. We see Indonesia becoming Dutch. Thailand is doing it, men's and women's. Vietnam is doing it. Name a country in Southeast Asia. They're doing it. Iran has done it in the past. I know a couple of German-born guys who went on to play for Iran, or Dutch guys who went on to. We're not even talking small teams. Japan has done it with certain players born in the US or born in Europe, Japanese origin. So this is even big teams. South Korea has done it. Duri Cha, of course, son of one of the biggest South Korean heroes in Bunkum Cha, but he was born and brought up in the system in Germany. So that's the thing. Yeah, Blue, we got the lineup of the Indian national team. I guess if the players have an OCI card, then a special sporting passport will be helpful, says Palash Tupran. Palash, I agree with you. I think that would most probably be the best way forward for us if there would be something like a sporting passport. It's a question of how the government of India looks at this, solves this matter. But again, it's a question of how can they work around the issues, the problems that are currently there. There's no doubt about it that there are some complicated, we'll have to find solutions to those problems, right? So therefore, not easy, but can be done. Many are saying to bring Khalid Jamil as head coach after Manolo. Blue, again, I don't know. To me, those who are saying it, thank you very much. Rushwa says, need OCI and player who play top league, even Japan, South Korea, all play outside all Asian countries, or football players, and then you list all the countries who are doing it: Vietnam, Pakistan, Syria, Thailand, Iraq, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Palestine, Malaysia, Laos, Kyrgyzstan, Syria, Hong Kong, China, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and the last one actually Poland. Yeah, even Poland does that. Para says the West Bengal Santosh Trophy team was Aditya Patra, Ravilal, Mandi, Rahul, Kudus, Purkait, Ayan Mondol, Jewel Ahmed Majumdar, Aditya Thapa, Shupatik Mondol, Monotosh Maji, Abu Sufyan, Robi Hansda, and Noro Hori Shrestha. So I don't know how pathetic is Indian national team becoming day by day, playing practice much as Bengal football team drawing Sunday score showing 2-1. So the blame is not on the AIFF. The blame is on the media who's reporting the results, and because they were not there, they couldn't know the results. So they were all speculating. And this is exactly what is happening with a lot of topics in Indian football. I know you fans love all these speculations and what transfers. That's why. Sorry. So therefore, for me, I don't know what happened, but the point to me is that we're all speculating at this moment in time. Everybody seems to know what has happened, and nobody knows. This is the biggest danger that Indian football is facing today. That people think they know, sitting somewhere, understand things, because starts with the classic journalists, with them who seem to know but don't have a clue. I've seen some OCI reports which are so bad that you should ask the question regarding journalism. And then, of course, let's not get into the area of the content creators. And a lot of people will be angry with me because, I could actually start doing videos exposing that what these people know or don't know, right? It's insane, and that is what I feel is is the biggest problem. Where people are speculating, and we're not getting there anywhere. It is harming our interests. Manolo was closer since day one with Indian national team foundation, Khalid Jamil. Khalid Bhai, we should give one chance, or else bring back own face like Stephen or Westwood. Shomo, yeah, what to say? I mean, Sanjay Sen, with all respect, Khalid, all respect, guys, not national team coaches. If you want to make them national team coaches, I can take over as well. You can take over as well. It won't make a difference. With this dressing room and the way it is, and they have no respect for an Indian coach, let me put it this way, right? Stephen, I don't think will come back. Westwood, yeah, I think we should. Could be in the discussion, but I think, as I've said earlier, I want someone to come into the national team setup who has no connection, who is brand new to the system, who doesn't know what has happened, what is happening, and assesses the things by himself. I think that is what I want, because if I bring Westwood back, there are going to be some cross connections. Automatically, there will be cross connections, and that is what I feel we should need to avoid. 3 days to go in AFC U23 Asian Cup. Qualifiers draw an Indian women's first friendly against Uzbeks. As much back Indian team action in June coming up. Let's see. Yep. 2 matches for the India women's team against Uzbekistan. Then the men's team against Thailand and against Hong Kong. And then the under-23s with 2 friendlies as well. Men's team, so that's good. Why are we not seeing quality ball-playing player from Bengal despite it being their lovely? Except both, nobody is good with ball. Virendra, because Bengal football at the top, which means the clubs, the 3 big clubs, have focused on getting players from everywhere but developing their own players. That's the reality. Whatever, they will tell you, oh, this player we brought up and that player we brought up. It's for example funny when East Bengal says, oh, we brought through Mehtab Singh. Yeah, you did, of course. Yeah, he played for the East Bengal under 19s, but is he actually an East Bengal youth product? No, he's not. He's from Punjab, right? You gave him some finishing touches, and then actually he made the jump at Mumbai City after that. And there are tons of other examples of that as well, right? So therefore, not getting a chance. But also what is coming through, as much as we are celebrating the Bengal Santosh Trophy team, seen them. So therefore, no. Brandon Scott for India substitute, Israfel Devan, amount bunch warmer this is good class for West Bengal, then Ajit Ashik scored another for India. Yeah. So therefore, again, alleged. People are speculating. And I'm always someone, I will not think of putting out something without knowing the facts. That's my prerogative. AIFF need development early time, let them go to outside country. Rushwa, no one is going anywhere. The players are so overpaid, yeah. AIFF doesn't know how to run football federation. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. But it's not the AIFF. It is, if we're only going to be saying AIFF, you're forgetting everybody else in the system. The AIFF creates the framework. But who does the work? The clubs, the academies, the coaches. Are you questioning them? I think the biggest point where we need to start asking questions are the coaches and what they're producing at grassroots and youth level, because they are producing the players that are playing at the top level. Yeah. So that's the thing. So, by the way, Kalyan is still defending himself, saying all allegations are false. Sawani has conducted several tournaments. He thinks it's an achievement, can't speak after India. Bengal. Sharlata, you know what the problem is with this whole Kalyan Chowbe thing is? Kalyan is managing the federation in a very, very poor way. Period. There's nothing else to say about it, right? It is managed in a poor way. But there's one problem in all of this. With all the allegations which is brought forward by XYZ against XYZ, has any of these allegations actually been proven right by anybody? Any of these allegations? right? There is disappropriation, this, that. I don't know. I would rather say it is mismanagement. Let's talk about mismanagement in the AIFF, which we can see day in, day out. But it's not only the AIFF, it's the whole bloody system. Let's call out the state associations. Let's call out the clubs. Let's call out the academies. Let's call out the coaches. Let's call out the players. AIFF bashing is not enough. We need to talk about the whole system in Indian football. That is what the conversation should be about. That is where we need to get to. You know? Yeah. Bring Chandra Sen and give him a bunch of Bengalis. He will show you what fighting spirit is, what real football is. Shaun, naive, unrealistic. Sorry. No. Give me tomorrow, I'm not a coach. Give me tomorrow a team of PIOs, OCIs. I'll show you what football is. Right? And I've done this in the past. I actually challenged the AIFF once. I said, listen, let's do a match between the Indian national team and players of OCIs. Let's see what happens. AIFF will never do it. Because why? Then the whole ecosystem of Indian football, will be exposed in 2 seconds. Everybody is involved in this. Do you think everyone takes responsibility in your success, but during the transition, and no one helps us, and even in failure, when you're in limelight, everyone celebrates success? Of course it is, Murali. There is no accountability in failure in Indian football across the board. And people also defend failure. Indian national team players don't deserve gross salary. Yeah, of course. Listen, no one deserves the salary in Indian football with that. Nobody. Right? We have players on salaries where you would say elsewhere, for what are they getting it? That is a reality. True, we can't say seeing the 2-1, maybe they somehow won or played well, but missed chances, so should judge. Blue, that's my problem. I can't judge a 2-1. Everybody just looks at the results and says, oh, this and that and everything. I can't judge. Maybe India played a great game but couldn't score, which has been a problem for us, right? Maybe Bengal was better than us. Then it is really embarrassing, you know? So that's the thing. One more thing to keep in mind is that unlike the national team, the AIFF took just 4 days of preparations. Yeah. Good for them, no? In national team, pathetic performance 2-1. I don't think we're winning against Thailand. Rushwa, let's see. Sir, what was watching your videos? The intro music was so good, and the pictures, the intro makes me realize your experience of meeting different people. Your whole video was very good. Thanks. Again, it's not experience of meeting different people. I've worked with these people. None of these people are meeting people. I'm not taking pictures like I'm, some wannabe influencer. I've worked with these people. I think Abid Roka, next coach of Indian football. Ashish, I don't see Roka wanting to be a coach again. Wow, what a rubbish media showing how easily can people be fooled through Indian media. I've seen I can't trust a single news from any news channel, politics everywhere. Yeah, that's what I've been saying now. One thing you like about Ashley Westwood. Murali, he is someone who has shown with his work what he's capable of doing. So he's a proven asset, in my opinion, right? And that's what Ashley has done with limited resources. What he's done with Afghanistan. Hong Kong is a different thing. So therefore, let's wait and see. He's under pressure in Hong Kong already. People are gunning for his head, right? So the India matches could be interesting. Only by Abid Roka is the best, says Ashish. Havas would have been great. Why he wasn't selected, has a great club as well as international experience. Literally took Bolivia to Copa America 1997 final and then lost to Brazil. Havas to me, yes, and Havas is a no-nonsense coach. I also feel that someone like Manolo is too player-friendly. I think that you need a no-nonsense coach for this national team to also get them in line. I think that's the biggest problem. So if we see by logical way our Indian senior national team can't beat our own country state team. So pathetic for Indian football. Shame this team going to be pathetic. Again, I result, yeah. How did they play? I have no clue. So therefore, yeah. East Bengal ki number 9 এর উপরে উঠবে না ফালতু management East Bengal. Shubhra's asking, will East Bengal not move ahead of ninth position in the ISL? And of course, he says something about the management. Shubhra, the question is if the club realizes that trying to throw around money and trying to sign XYZ is the way forward, or rather having a real plan of how to build a team. Do the players gel? You know. So therefore, for me, yeah, East Bengal is a very, very sad story because with the amount of money that East Bengal currently has at its disposal, they're spending more than most other ISL teams. And if you're stuck with the players you're stuck with, it looks like Madi Talal will have to stay. He's not going to play before the end of the year. Dimanta, of course, you're not going to offload him for the salary that you give him. Where does East Bengal then stand, and what can East Bengal do? I think that's the big question for East Bengal FC, right? So therefore, for me, getting someone like a Thangboy Singh is good, but how much power does Thangboy Singh have? But the question to me is not Thangboy. To me, is more of a coach than a sporting director. So do you have the right sporting director who can withstand the pressures of your owners, of the club officials, to do what is needed for the team to settle in, and maybe also tell the coach and the club officials, the fans, guys, transition year. We need to build, next year build, and then build. You know? What about Funny's next destination? I'm hearing that numerous ISL teams are supposedly interested, but it could also be that he could be heading back to Europe. So I don't know if a final decision has been taken. ASEAN teams that we're going to face, Man United, as per some ravenous roads, were crushed. Doesn't matter that they're playing Man United. Those are all friendlies. Those are all show matches. Whatever the result is against Man United doesn't care. You know? So Stam as a defender, how to rate him? Do you think he doesn't get same limelight like Maldini? Stam was a top player, but yeah, who gets limelight, who doesn't? That's always, yeah. Said that this Indian team players practice in the best pitches for so many days, stays and 5 stars, and some of the players are playing Cape and coming in bikes, living luxury buses. Maybe not the talent. Hunger is lacking. Who knows? Could be cohesion. Again, I think there are issues in the dressing room, some sort of way, which are not being addressed. And also, who support club system? I'm sure that's part of the issue. No? I'm a Barca fan, but really got emotional after coach like Ancelotti seen crying, what farewell for Modric and him until he becomes a real coach today, and Modric probably could join Miami FC. Shanlata, let's see where Modric goes. Yeah, end of an era. Huh? Toni Kroos left last year. Now Ancelotti and Modric leaving. Let's see. If we say anything about your development in Mohun Bagan, people will call for RFDL, where most players are from other academies. Yeah, Blue, that's the problem, right? I mean, supposedly people are telling me again and again that East Bengal and Mohun Bagan do great youth development. Sorry, no. And this is not a new thing. This has been a problem with these. I had Mohammedan Sporting into the discussion. Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, and Mohammedan Sporting should have been leading in regard to youth development. What were they banking on in the past? You know? On the Tata Football Academy. So that's the thing. One Yandanda and all cannot do any changes in long term. Show what they can. And if you don't think they can, then sorry, no point of discussion. And Jan Danda is not on his own, but I think we need 4, 5, 6 OCIs. Yeah, maybe even more. Our quality is not getting better. Is government actually interested in bringing OCI? Remove, I don't know. There's a lot of talk about it, but nobody's going to be able to tell me if it's true or not. No one in the government has been able to come forward and say, yeah, it's happening or not. So therefore, it's only speculation at the moment. Right, Rory, more than 30 minutes of this live on this Monday evening. It's 26th of May 2025. And if you're liking discussions, do leave a like behind. 16 already. Thank you very much. And share it with other people to join in. You know, these are the most, I would say, honest conversations that you will get on Indian football on the net. I know a lot of people claim a lot of things, but I think, you know, I always say that I'm talking out of a position of knowledge and not speculation, which I see very often. And do watch the short videos. I did something, you know, try to ask a question in regard to why is it so calm in the Indian football transfer market? You know, why is it so calm? Yesterday did something on Rahul KP going to play for TST in the TST 7 versus 7 for West Ham United, what it means for him, what it means for that. And of course, my friends in Brown Ballers FC, which is a sort of a South Asian team which will play the tournament. So that's good. And of course, a couple of days ago, asking the quick question, OCI players could help growth of Indian football. I think that's the thing which a lot of people are speculating and saying, no, it will not want to happen. Because I think if OCI has come in, can help in the growth of the national teams. I'm saying teams because I'm talking men's and women's. That will help Indian football overall because there will be an interest. I mean, just look at what's happening currently in Bangladesh due to Hamza Chaudhary. You know, there's a lot of more money into the system, a lot of more interest, a lot of more media, which wasn't there earlier. Ronaldo last match, most probably for Al Nassr, going to start in 1 hour. What do you think? Which club can Ronaldo go next? He might play in Club World Cup and by that and Montreal offering the best transfer. Swanlata, now I'm going to say something and people who are CR7 fans will be angry with me, but I don't care where he goes, honestly. I mean, he's had a great career. This whole Ronaldo versus Messi discussion we've had for years. Let a team take him, you know. If players don't deserve gross salary, which is true, then officials don't deserve it as well. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, that. And secondly, are they really, you know, I mean, we can talk about club officials, Monaco as well. Yeah, but who in AIFF gets cross? I don't think anyone gets in cross anymore since certain people left. Can we appeal to FIFA to change the football rule in that way? One who concedes most amount of goals wins. Ujit, nice one. Won't work for us. Do you think today world everyone is online and speaking king but not in action? Yeah, Monali, very well said. Everybody, again, I always say everybody can have an opinion. But first of all, you have to have an informed opinion. You have to have knowledge, understanding, experience, right? Most people, you know, so yeah, that's something that is there. Media and AIFF same quality, seems like it. So understand interest in Indian team didn't create a single chance. Both goals gifted by Bengal team. Bengal team got 5 corners, India team got 2 corners. So what is he going to say? I mean, that's part of the problems of the coaches as well, right? And he'll say, we are better, we are great. You listen to what Manolo says. Manolo says, oh, this is not everything. I didn't see it, you didn't see it. Can anyone judge it? No, we can't. And I don't trust the coaches, sorry. A coach's opinion on these kind of things very often is unrealistic because these coaches portray themselves as, I'm this, I'm that. So why didn't they broadcast the match? It's not like they play tiki-taka or something. Everyone knows how good is the condition of Indian football. Friendly matches and broadcast rarely happens. Closed door, friendly matches broadcast around the world of national teams? Very rarely, if not at all. The biggest thing is this team can't keep a clean sheet against Bengal and we think of FIFA World Cup. Oh my God, yeah. We are in Delulu land in certain aspects, right? For us, we have to be honest to ourselves where we stand at this moment in time, how good, how bad the quality is. Sadly, bad, more bad than good. And we have to build. We have to build. So, yeah. Now I get why some claim Steven Gonzalez is the greatest ever coach in football. He has international experience, releasing, producing, and playing good football, 173 to 97 rank. Remove. Also with the ranking, don't take it too seriously. We played certain teams to get to that ranking, to get into a higher pot. Yeah. But as someone who was involved in getting Stephen Constantine for his earlier stint to come to India in 2002, yes, Stephen is a great coach, who is pragmatic and practical. That's why I say in the last 20 years, or let's say last 25 years, that I have seen, there have been three practical coaches who've done well, in my opinion. Sukhwinder Singh, formerly with JCT, Suki Paji, Stephen Constantine, and Bob Houghton. And then Stephen Constantine again. Because they knew that their players are deficient in a lot of areas. They knew that their players could do certain things, but not a lot of other things. And that is the biggest challenge we face in Indian football today. That we are believing that we are here, we are there, which we're not. And if as long as we don't wake up to that reality, that the quality which is coming one generation after the next is worse, so that's the thing. Just got busy with dog health issues, lost a lot of dogs. Oh, sad to hear, Garen Rare. My advice to you guys, if you can't be part of the conversation, but would you like to hear what we talk about? Watch the real life, so to say, even at double speed, maybe. You save half the time, but be up to date about what we're discussing. As per FIFA rules, players need passport to represent any country. So even with OCI cards, they're not playing for India, and government not doing any amendments to citizen rules. Who says they're not making amendments, Abhijit? Who's told you? Simple question. Again, I did a video 8 days ago. How can OCI card holders play for India? I give concrete suggestions of what to do, not to do. Watch it. You others, watch it. Again, that's why, guys, as much as we have these discussions, some of the questions you're asking here, I answer in these short 4 to 6, 7 minute videos. Watch those videos, because maybe there is an answer in it. And maybe if you don't get it, don't think it's right or wrong, we can have a discussion about it. But please do watch those videos. I spend quite a bit of time in trying to prepare for those and trying to see what comes up. So can Trent and Dean Huijsen, along with new coach, take Madrid to their prime form again? Meanwhile, Mbappe breaking records in the European goal boot. We'll have to wait and see. Real Madrid at the moment is very, very nervous. Too high expectations for Xabi Alonso. As someone who's played in Liverpool, at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, three of the biggest clubs in world football, you saw the success in the last 2+ years in Leverkusen. He can do it, but Real Madrid needs to give him time. Hi, Surava, welcome back. Shagun asks, has the government actually interested in bringing most every players in our India? Shagun, that's the big question. They need to make changes to certain things, and that's on the government. My question to Kerala and Mohammed Superjan fan, why you don't have proper football academy? You have huge income. Why do it? They don't have huge income. Who told you that? Yeah. Danny Khavakar, only player left who is playing from 2014. Legend. Hope he plays as much time as possible. Okay. RRC game, your thoughts on Manolo? Did he ever made a mistake to appoint a coach who had no international experience? I just hope, as Manolo is leaving now, we get a coach who has vast or good enough international experience. RRC game, I said when Manolo was appointed. Again, I go back in my timeline videos. That to me, international experience as a coach is very, very important. And not only that, to me, it's more important as an international coach to realize and recognize which players are, people playing at international football. And to me, Manolo is calling up players left, right, and center, or leaving players out who I think should be playing. If, let's say, Indian government allows OCIs, diaspora players must be notified so they can get their OCI card ASAP. Some already have, so therefore, and the question then is, on the government, on the AIFF to ensure that the OCI players get their OCI cards done quickly. It's for us to see. So there's one problem that I see again and again. We ask of the players to do this, to do that, right? It is on the government of India. It is on the AIFF to do the work. In Indonesia, it's not the player who's doing the work. The Indonesian government is doing its work. The Indonesian Football Association, the PSSI, is doing its work. Their consulates, their embassies are getting involved in this, right? It is on the federation leadership and on the Indian bureaucracy and the government to ensure that these players want to play fast, and secondly, get the documentation done fast. If you're waiting for a player to do it, a player is supposed to play. He's not supposed to bother about these kind of things. Sorry, where did that go? What a coincidence. Chetri at this time previous year took retirement this year, this time playing against Team leaving June. Because Rajat plays here and Mano now because AIFF so much. It's not a coincidence. Let's see what happens. There are Bangladesh country don't have anything to enjoy except one Hamza at this moment in Bangladesh. Every sport is finished, economy is shrinking along with the whole country. So I don't know enough about Bangladesh to be able to judge it. If you can, great, but I can't, right? So I can see what football they've been doing. Bangladesh women's team has been beating us on a regular basis. Their men's team, their junior teams, you saw the under-20s recently. They were better against us. So if that's the case, if the other things are bad, but football is good, then it's great. Because India's a mess as well. So, we don't have to be that arrogant and say, this and that, everything. We're not in that position at this moment in time. Apuya Fanif, why Mumbai keep releasing key players? I mean, Mumbai didn't release key players. Apuya left because there was a transfer fee and he wanted to leave and he left. Fanif wanted more money, which the club is not willing to give him, and that's why he's leaving. Mumbai has a clear-cut plan. And they are clearly saying, we're not throwing around money, which means we might not be successful for a certain period of time, then you will not be. This is what the problem is that East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have done over the decades, throwing money at players. It has harmed Indian football. But hey, who wants to realize that? I compliment the Kerala Blasters management for saying, listen, we try to balance the books as per what our owners are giving us. But for a fan, it's a problem because the fan always wants to win and the Blasters have never won a trophy. So therefore, that's the reality that I see for myself. On one side, I'm a football fan, but I'm also a management guy on this front, right? Right? So, what do you say about Mumbai U15, U17 performance over the last 3-4 years? Okay, Mumbai has mainly focused on bringing up players from Mumbai, under 13, under 15, even under 17 level. And only above that, most of the teams are not doing that, right? So, results, not happy, no. Problems with the one or the coach, I would say. But, yeah, you can always do better. So I'm very sad seeing Indian football interested. Our team is not a great team. No. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem, right? But what do I say? You have to support our team. Yeah. So therefore, we have to see what we can do. If we do not start now, I'm sure Bangladesh will defeat us next year. I'm so sad about that. Yeah, that's a danger. Ranjit Bajaj now saying Indian football is at rock bottom now. I thought he's the savior of Indian football. Abhijit, he has taken us to this. Everyone should call him out. You are the one who got us this AIFF. You are the reason for all of this mess. One thing annoys about Indian football fans and federation: lack of knowledge and getting excited about things which are factually not happening. That's my concern with Indian football now for a certain period of time, right? So that is where we need to get. As of my knowledge, Jan Danda, Shan Hundal, Omit Singh have also cards. Even more, Zoravar, for more. Sri Lanka origin, who represent FIFA World Cup under 17, who scores 2 or 4 goals, FIFA World Cup represents Super country development. Yeah. Rushma, they're all working on it. India's become 4th largest economy per capita and income inequality growing Water accumulating metros in 1 hour rainfall, ceiling break, standing 2 hours on road in exam center due to glitch. Pathetic. Shanlata, the point, see, the problem is India is a growing economy. Get it? No doubt about it. But as you say, per capita, India has the highest population in the world. So therefore, if I compare what Germany's third, if I compare Germany, what Germany has, what India has, and then you've got now India got past Japan, it will happen that India will surpass Germany in a few years. But we're talking about a country, Germany has what, 84 million people? India has 1.4 billion plus. There's no comparison about the economic might of these countries then, as per, the human. Yeah, that's the problem. Hi, Abhishek. Said a question, what's the reason for Bayern exit from UCL semi results when Bundesliga in good form? They eliminated in the quarters because Bayern couldn't score enough goals against Inter Milan. Simple thing. Bayern were as good, if not even better than Inter Milan in the game. Inter scored 2 opportunistic goals in Munich. That killed them. Bayern did very well in Milan, but if you don't score enough goals, you lose it. Any instance you felt wrong people in wrong position or power in wrong hand taken as right? Of course, Murali. Yeah. If OCR players are allowed, Manolo to perform with OCR players. I don't know. I had my doubts with Manolo as a national team coach. As I say, I rate him very, very highly as a club coach. He's done very, very well with all the sides that he's coached. And, so that's the thing. The media once again said 1-1 draw and then 2-1 victory. What's going on? Ritam, they were not there, right? And someone passed on the info, 1-1. And then someone afterwards said, hey, sorry. It was actually 2-1 for India. So this is a perfect example that all of us are speculating of what is happening, not happening. How did the game go? Sanjay Sen has added his thing about it. I'm very careful about it. How? Because India didn't play its best 11. I mean, if Sunil and Changte are not in it, it's not the best 11. And yeah. So therefore, for me, all of it is speculation. And this is perfect example of the failure of social media and the failure of the media, of the Indian media, legacy media, new media, whatever you want to call it. Do you think if India wants to bid for Olympics and wants to improve medal posts, they will get OCRs for other sports and push football aside as they find out football is just too competitive? Abhijit, if they want, India will have to change its rule for the Olympics anyway. So for football priority or not, that's a different discussion. It will happen if India wants to bid for the Olympics. I find it funny that 2036, a lot of people sell it in Indian media or on social media that it's already done deal. And India is not even put in an official bid. I know that I've been part of those meetings that here in Germany, right? Yeah. I know that Qatar wants to bid, Indonesia wants to bid, Turkey wants to bid, Mexico wants to bid. Where are we in that pecking order? Right? So we need to be realistic of where we are, and that's the problem. Nowadays, you need a camera and mic, and here is your football YouTuber journalist. Yeah, true, sadly. Yeah. That's why I need your support, guys. We need to grow this community here on arunfoot. We need to get more people involved in this, and I need your support. I need everyone's support to grow this. Again, every like helps so that potentially, we move up in the algorithm. Every view helps, so therefore, these are the things that you do. Things I feel most pathetic in India from rest of world: proper infrastructure, unnecessary ego against law, uncivilized people so dirty, and unmaintained roads and footpaths in other countries. It's so clean. It's so clean. Shanlata, you've summed up, some of the problems that I realized every time I sadly go to India. The middle class today has more money at its disposal, but has the middle class changed its habits? The rich people have certain habits, a certain level of arrogance has been always there. the poor people are the ones who actually are, and again, they don't know better certain things, but they're the most friendly ones, I feel, very often in India. By not allowing media, what tactics was there for trying to hide how to draw to Bangladesh tactics or how to lose to Afghanistan? Remove closed door matches happen. Again, this is something. I come back to a story. I remember I was there when there was a huge discussion at Bayern Munich with Pep Guardiola. Pep, for example, said, coming from Barca, joining Bayern, I will do no public training session. Every training session will be a closed door training session. Not even the first 15 minutes for the media as is standard. And then Pep had to learn that in Germany, at least once a week, if not twice a week, at Bayern Munich, at the Sebener Straße, at its facilities, you have public training. And at the end of the public training, the players sign autographs. So in Spain, it is very normal, be it national team or be it club side, to have closed door training sessions. Where does Manolo come from? Right? So, yeah. So therefore, for me, this is not anything special. I remember Bob Houghton used to do that. I remember that in Goa, I don't know who he played. I played one of the I-League teams at the time. It was 2009. I was there at the camp. They had a closed door game. And I said, Bob, I'll sit there in the corner. I will not say anything if you want. I've not seen it. And then Bob asked me to leave and not watch the game. And I did. So therefore, this is not happening the first time, and this is not happening the last time. Therefore, and this is where I again say knowledge, understanding is where it's needed. This shows the lack of those two things, of how things are run elsewhere in the world. Now, harsh reality is government doesn't care. They are considering desperate players as they have realized that Indian football has no future with the current lot of players, both youth and senior. So now they've realized nothing because they don't know the state of Indian football. No? The sports minister thinks we'll go to the top 50 in the rankings. The prime minister has already praised, oh, you know what, women's team are doing especially good and a men's team are doing good as well. So where is the realization of that? Right? Dallas Magno World Cup player final wins for goals is Sri Lanka football national team HMC high market by 120 crores. Yeah. Heard from some sources, Williams really want to get settled in India. Is it true, sir? From what I've heard, Geron Rare, he's very, very happy in India, and he won't like to stay on. And if given a chance, he could play for us. But again, so let's see. What a rapid transformation of Bangladesh playing 11 from local players improving to more and more OCI announced earlier. Bangladesh was formality beat. Now they're so strong that they can beat Singapore. Shanlata, Bangladesh has improved in general. That's the first thing, men's and women's. So, yeah. What do you have to say about masterpiece from Indian team against AIFF Bengal with the mighty AIFF Bengal by 2-1? AIFF tried to manipulate the score. How did they ever manipulate the score? Right? And it's a friendly. I don't care about these results. I would rather want to know how the game was. How did the team play? Did they miss chances? Did they create opportunities? How was it defensively set up? This, that. That's more important. Get your priorities right, guys. I do not care what happens till the 9th of June. I want to win in Hong Kong. I would have even lost today. Let them get blamed and all that stuff. Let them get a wake-up call. But for me, the 10th of June counts. Even the match against Thailand does not count in that way. Because if I want to get to the Asian Cup, 10th of June is the date for us. And that is what I care about, what you should be caring about. And not this, closed door game, the media wasn't allowed and all of them are crying out. Listen, happens, right? Even here in Germany, remember before the Euros, there was this 22 World Cup, right? Hansi Flick, the great Hansi Flick, champions with Bayerns and with Barcelona. I want closed-door training sessions. I want closed-door friendly matches. Happens. These are normal things in the world of football, and we make a big fuss out of it. Let us focus, let us focus on the real problems in Indian football. But who cares? One advice for Maidan football fans and our glorious past. Murali, I don't have to give advice to the Maidan football fans and forget the glorious past. I'm just giving gyan to everybody. You can take it or leave it. We need to get our priorities right. Right? Let's keep on bashing AIFF. Great. But the rest is doing great work. Okay. Yeah. So therefore, get it done. Minerva wins U13 league for third time in a row, I think is what you say. Also with Bangalore System will play a semi-finals. Congratulations. How many players are of the right age? Oh, sorry, you shouldn't be asking that question, right? Right says Shashagan, thanks. Today saw news from Mumbai City FC player near Godavia has officially represented Canada 16. Was this guy having Canadian citizenship? Monarch, no, but he got Canadian citizenship and is now playing for Blackburn Rovers. And yes, Mumbai City product. Yes, he is, but didn't play for the U16s, played for the younger age groups and has come through the Mumbai City system. But he's if I'm not wrong, he started playing in Canada, moved to India, and then moved to England, and that's how he's playing. As you made a video about OCS can represent India, will you please summarize the important points, please? Abhijit, my request is, watch the video. I can summarize, get the points, understand how I'm building up the topic. What are the issues? Get that, right? It's in 30 seconds. I can't do what I'm doing in a 6-minute video. Please watch it and then you will get it. Do you get hate for saying truth? No use of talking to this person. Murali, I don't care if people hate me or not. I don't really bother. A lot of people do, but I don't. And if people don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. No problem. And I also know who to talk to or not to. But I don't close the door. I speak to anyone and everyone. And I know that people are shit scared of people like me. Because why? Because I know my shit. Shouldn't say that. I know my stuff, right? If you know your stuff, and I'm confident about it. But if I don't know something, I don't know. So that's the thing. People don't realize a fact called per capita and standard of living. Even the West European country are way ahead of India in these aspects. Bravo, yeah. That's why this whole, India is top 4 is nice, but divided by 1.4 billion and then divided by all the other numbers, then you realize where we stand, right? By playing this close to game, what tactics am I trying to hide with this team? Everyone knows how they play. Like, this is so fun. It's not funny. And again, you guys make assumptions, understand everything, and don't have a clue. Sorry, I have to call you guys out for this. And the media are even bigger. But who's the joker? It's not funny. Who's the joker? Lack of knowledge and understanding, So that's the point. Any one major event like FIFA Olympics didn't live up to expectations. Only once in a while it has, no? So again, for me, because it was a home World Cup. 2006 FIFA World Cup will be the greatest tournament of all time. No other tournament will be coming close to that for me, because I had the best month of my life. So therefore, if you ask that's again, it's my personal opinion. It's my subjective opinion. Someone else would say for him this was the greatest. For someone else would say that is the greatest. So therefore, can't be compared. Who's new Afghanistan coach? Don't know. In off season, it's very dangerous to follow Indian football. Fake news floating like oil over water. Yeah, that's why I did that video today. No, so watch it. Why is it so calm in the Indian football transfer market? Very simple. Good question, because if you see a lot of videos floating around, you will think, this is happening, that is happening, that's happening. And a lot of teams are, because we don't know what's going to happen. The problem at this moment in time is that in Indian football, we don't know what's the next thing to happen. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Give us like Volkswagen for subscribers. Abhijit, if I had Volkswagen as a sponsor, why not? But too small a channel, nothing doing. Let's see if I get something going. So let's see. Ashley in the Europa League final show talked on facing rival India. Okay, Nadeem, our Hong Kong favorite. At home, most probably, yes, against us. So, what do you think? Should reservation policy be stopped? Is it bad? And I think casteism and is not necessarily making it the temple in religion. Or the... See, this reservation is a topic which I don't know enough about, and therefore I shouldn't be commenting on it. Sorry, and caste. Yeah, as a Hindu, uh, um, as a human being, I think every human being should be the same. And we shouldn't be talking about caste and we shouldn't talk about religion. What your religious beliefs are, what you believe in certain things, I don't need to know. And you don't need to know what I believe in. It's to me, religion should be something very, very personal, right? And but there are other things that we can talk and should be talking about. But these are things again, if I don't know things, I will not comment on it. What do you think about the comeback of Ashik Kurunian? What are your thoughts about this game? I like Ashik Kurunian. Let me start with that. And I always will remember Ashik Kurunian in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup in the UAE, especially that second game against UAE, which we lost 2-0. Ashik should have scored 2 goals for us. Yeah, at least one. That he's potentially a special player. He's been out for over a year, but he's gotten older, and like older wine gets better in taste. Ashik Kurunian hopefully will get better. So therefore, I hope he can do better. Hamza Chaudhary lost AFL playoffs final to Sunderland. Yeah, very crazy final between Sheffield United and AFC Sunderland, or Sunderland AFC. Yeah, but Hamza, let's see, goes back now. He's known at Sheffield United, goes back to Leicester City, who also now were relegated from the Premier League. So let's see if he stays with Leicester or moves on. So what should be the ideal FIFA ranking according to you? Ritam, FIFA rankings could only be realistic if the whole world, all 211 nations play each other on a regular basis, which is not going to happen, right? And it's just theoretically impossible. So for me, the point here is, I always say I feel India is between 125 and 145, right? And therefore for me, that's where I see us. I don't see us in the 100 or 90s or whatever. One word to describe India's sports due to think in the learning process missing. We had good development and we compete. I feel, yeah, development process is nice to have, but again, if you have exceptional athletes, right? Neeraj Chopra, good example. Neeraj Chopra is not successful because of the system. Neeraj Chopra has worked his way to this level. So, system is nice to have. India team need to crack top 100 FIFA rankings within 1 year or two. Otherwise, you will see no one putting efforts. I don't think the rank getting into the hundreds. What's the value? Where do we belong there? Yeah, my simple question: do we belong into that bracket? No, we don't. You know, I think once Bangladesh defeat us so badly, then the government will wake up and do better things. Yeah, let's see. Harsh words, but that's the reality. Yes, no, but that's the reality. Will Manolo leave national team? Rushwa, I don't know. Yeah. I honestly don't know. In Jose Mourinho's words, I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I will be in big trouble. Yeah, smoking Tom, but he's spoken, right? So, what is about Jose that he's done that multiple times? The way our team is playing Asian Cup 2027 qualification is a dream. Yeah, Chan. I feel that's the reality at the moment. Whenever I don't think so, the players are eager for the 10th June match. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. I can't judge. I think nobody can. I always feel nonsense fuss like Mohun Bagan fans won trophy parade. You literally lost 10-1 in your 15 against the real Academy of Greece, and that's your priority. Yeah, too. So this is very bad. An Indian professional player going to play for West Ham in a celebrity or charity type match in a 7-player match, and Indians hat is going to Premier League next shame. Shanata, there are two sides of the story, in my opinion. You are right that it is something. The TST tournament is an yes, it is a 7-a-side tournament, very true. But it's also something of a potential hunting ground for US clubs. So therefore, we've got Brown Ballers FC, the team of players of South Asian heritage from America and the UK. Some lower level players, some 6-a-side, 5-a-side players playing in that team. So it has a thing, but yes, it is a PR thing. Had it not been a heavy downpour today in Kolkata, I probably could go to see today's match in National Centre of Excellence. Mind a closed door game. I don't know if you know a backdoor entry or something. Let's see. Yes, India is not a sporting powerhouse, but world doesn't take us seriously. I find some way the negative perception, I feel especially on they show off on bad side. Only, but what is there to celebrate in Indian sports? Don't tell me cricket. I don't know PIOC players are solving our problems because every country has started bringing their PIOC. So, yes, but if we don't do it, we'll be worse than the others then, no? Some youth football say Ramos apply for Indian citizenship. Rushwa, I've not heard anything, so I cannot confirm or deny. Sports Ministry taking some good step by boosting budget and evaluation performance of federation monitoring everything. Hope it goes nice. Shanata, and that is exactly what I think is wrong. And this is we discussed it yesterday. For me, it's a theoretical thing that they've done, right? That you assess a federation according to certain results. Now, the problem is here. Let's say football. Biggest sport in the world, right? Biggest participation in the world. So it's more difficult in football to be successful than other sports. And if we're not going to do what is needed to change things, yeah, I mean, you're comparing football with archery. I don't know if that works, right? So the way that they've done it is wrong. Indian football is only play good for clubs. Only Sunil Bhai plays for the country, says Raktoyan. Okay. They say we surpassed Japan when we look at the infrastructure. We're 20 years behind. Mali, India is not 20 years behind Japan, may much, much more. Funny left, my God, where is our club heading? I got known. The question is, how is Mumbai City rebuilding? And that's the question. So that will be interesting to see. Bangla sports media is joke, in my opinion. Last year they announced they're coming to Mohun Bagan just because he put a story about coming to Kolkata later was revealed it was someone's wedding or like that. I had said that last year when people were asking me about it, and I said, as far as I know, Changte is going to extend his contract at Mumbai and wanted to stay. Yeah. Mehtab Singh, for example, there seems to be no story. Mumbai put out a ridiculous transfer fee into the market. And supposedly the club is... Some have told me, again, there's speculation this way, that way. Again, East Bengal, Mohun Bagan has put in a bigger bid for Mehtab Singh. Supposedly Mehtab Singh could be in a discussion in Mumbai City to extend his contract. Let's wait and see. Now the MBFT has launched their priorities to the management for the elections. Women's team have a permanent residential Canada trophy cabinet. As usual, they hold trophy parades. Okay. I think the first two things are important, and the rest is a bonus. Again, Durand Cup schedule has come, and AIFF as usual trolled for busy schedule despite important AFC competition for clubs. Shame now it's become burden for clubs on domestic football, no interest. Charnatha, the Durand Cup is not organized by the AIFF. It is organized by the army. And the AIFF wants to start the season at a certain time. And if you're trying to factor in those tournaments, I'm on the AIFF side with certain things that is very, very difficult to do that. My question is, simple question. Are we having a next season? Yeah. Are Hong Kong better than us? Right. We'll see on the 10th of June. The Durand Cup starting early, will teams play reserve? Nadeem looks very likely. And if I see that you're playing in the east and the northeast during the monsoons, I would tell my team, go there and play, but don't think. Yeah. They show the truth. India is corruption, pollution, crimes against women, religious things, so Indians, if you will immigrate abroad if they have the resources. Hard, Zorawar. Hong Kong will play against Man United on 30th of May, then 5th June against Nepal in friendlies. Which league is overhyped? Or Murali, I think most of the leagues around the world are overhyped. I think every league in most sports. I think Hong Kong allow Origin. Yeah, wrong, but I have seen some Origin who play good club. Yeah. Rushwa, they have Origin and they've naturalized foreigners as well. I think team-wise, Spain is the number one national team, followed by Germany, France, and Argentina. They could be, but there are others as well. And Gil Rare with a piece of advice, guys, do watch Singapore League. They do really well in Asian football, I feel. Okay. Does Hong Kong have Origin players in lineup? Yes, they have. Why is no one talking about Kalen Vickers? Went to Mansfield, known from Brighton, performed insane 19 starts, 2 goals and 2 assists in League One, now back at Brighton. I think he'll soon get promoted to first team Brighton. Okay. Odisha is doing PR and KP getting some hype, so it's good for Indian football. The thing is, retired players will play in it for sure. Retired players, and some of the teams are playing. Some of the American, fun teams are playing players who play at least USL level. I don't know if MLS players are playing, and yeah. So therefore, yeah. Is Hamza playing for Bangladesh means Sheffield United matches viewership increased, like when Chencho, Savitra, Kiran played in India's league? The matches had highest viewership. Nadeem, I don't know. I don't even know if the championship is being shown in Bangladesh. Wouldn't know that. I think OCI would mean viewership increasing for those leagues. Could be. Why we struggle to do top player in tennis, especially in Singapore and doubles, we got decent. Morally, it's a very good question. India's been producing quality doubles players for the last 25, 30 years. I don't know, maybe they're better in duos than in individuals. I've pretty much given up all hope on Indian football. Only diaspora players allowing news will give me any hope, says Zorawar. I, as a Mohun Bagan fan, really would love this kind of busy schedule coming up. Mohun has to accept this kind of challenge for defending title. Otherwise, Keika, Maza, this is Maza, how tough can be. Yeah, could be. Hong Kong to people, what do you mean you had Friday before facing us? Yeah, Nadeem, they're not bottom team. They played in the European final, and Man United, even on the worst days, better than any team in Asia. They play, as said earlier. Do you think Indian football stuck in loop and chain? We can't break it. I think I would rather say we are in a downward spiral. Right? If we want to talk about a loop, maybe we are in a loop, but we are, in my opinion, big worry is we're in a downward spiral, and it's not gotten better. It's getting worse. All India football players who play outside are good football players, for example. Sunil, okay, Rushma. Sadly, Indians in general lack in team play and coordination. Never feel cricket is not that sort of team game. It is very much dependent on individual brilliance. True. And guess what? Cricket is slowly losing its importance, and judging all the retirements and stuff going on in international cricket. Indian is okay. Sorry, but I don't follow enough cricket to be able to know. If India won if India want next Sunil and develop young age, let them go outside Europe, then see results, invest grassroots, good coach, more competition, league level, make policy about policy and system club produce player. Rushma, all logical points from your side, and you're very, very right. But are these things happening or not? Right? That's the problem, right? At the end of the day, that's a problem, and if the things are not done, it's a huge issue. So, yeah, very difficult. Very, very difficult to say. Right, 1 hour and 16 plus minutes on this Monday evening. If you like the discussion, have been part of discussion, and leave a like. 29 likes so far today. Thank you very much. I had 38 likes yesterday. Thank you once again for Irene being part of it yesterday. Great to see, and share with others, and try and get other people to join us. Those of you who might be new listening, subscribe to the channel. And if you're new, you want to ask questions, so be part of it and watch the short videos. Right, today, I asked the question, why is it so calm in transfer market? What is the reason? Yesterday, it's something on Rahul keep playing, and the TST 7vs7 OSI players was a topic. Why am I facing players like Baichu, Sunil, and I'm Vijan? Kalyan Chaube was a topic. So do watch the short videos, as I say, as something to look at. Can't we just make residential camera license criteria for top tier? Blue, we could most probably. The question is, how are you going to track it? Yeah. So therefore, for me, there are certain criteria, but can we really do what is needed? I'm not sure. Yeah. And let's wait and see what happens in there. What was the issue when every 13 boycotted a match versus Assam club and they won 3-0? No idea, Nadeem. Kenan Vickers is like one of those golden boys like Job, Shavi, etc. And this is the reason why Bright invested in it, and AIFF can do nothing if it turns out to be better. Angry Birds, first of all, we need to get our origin players to play for us, right? I mean, if we then we'll have to see. Again, we can discuss as much as we want on him and the players. Yeah. I want more mentality and confidence, the team against Hong Kong. I think all of us want that, right? To me, I want to see passion, mentality, and fighting spirit. And that is one thing which is missing. And this team is going through its motion, just doing its thing for the sake of doing it. And that's a problem. Why not action against not playing? I don't know what happened in that game, so therefore, I can't answer. I actually thought Kalyan was some assistant to Malno, seeing the picture. Then after seeing Shaji's sarcasm in that photo, got to know it was our president. And Nadeem, I did a video on this, and on a short one, where why is the AIFF president Kalyan Chaube getting so much hate? Because people are making fun of something, which should be the most normal thing for the top brass of the AIFF, right? Kalyan Chauba is an ex-footballer. Attending in football gear a training session of the Indian team, doing a little running on there, getting involved in the goalkeeper training because he and Shuru Dopal are both two ex-goalkeepers. Shouldn't that be normal? Shouldn't he have done it while Igor Stimac was there, where he would have most probably understood how good or how bad Igor Stimac is? Just asking. So therefore, all these sarcasms and trolling and memes and whatever, we can talk about his administrative work. There's the trolling and the memes are justified with this. I think if I was in the AIFF in a senior position and the Indian team was training, I once in a while would hang around the team, try to understand what is going well, what is going wrong, and maybe if there are issues, I would maybe talk to Manolo or maybe even address the team, which he did, of course. These are normal things in the world of football. And the normal things in football, which when someone in Indian football does, and then people think, oh my God, what is this idiot doing? Shows the lack of knowledge about football in the world that we have in India. Sorry. I mean, the opposing team doing H-Rod, which Blue, you will understand a joke in itself. After watching Mitsubishi Electric Cup, I don't think India can qualify for this Asian Cup. Bhaskar, I don't know. I hope for the best, but I think all of us are hoping, are wishing, are praying, and we don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. Right, 1 hour and 22 minutes just crossed on this Monday evening. It's 4 minutes to 8 p.m. here in Germany. Thanks everyone for joining in. Once more reminder, like, share, subscribe, arunfoot. As always, thank you for your support and watch the short videos. Again, pass it around. A lot of questions you're asking, I'm fine with it. And I try and answer it. But if you want detailed answers, 4, 5, 6 minute videos, or sometimes even more about certain topics, just watch them. Take your time. I think a lot of these things, so therefore that's something which I see. Bangladesh brought Hamza as a poster boy, and we are just going to have a rusted poster of the national team, which can surface like Chuni Goswami, Gostopal, etc., as the good generation. And the question to me is, were they golden? I guess people just throw for everything. Who they hate, same happened to Kalyan. Yeah, I think that's the problem of social media, and it's time. Therefore, once again, the reminder, guys, be careful. You're hearing a lot. Be careful what your sources are. Like, share and subscribe arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com, and I'll be back. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after, but I'm trying to line up a special interview tomorrow. Let's see if I can get it done, and I'll catch you very soon. Good night, everyone.